could just walk right out the door. Don't wanna do this anymore. Now I'm lost without you. You drive me crazy out my mind. How'd you do this every time? Now I'm lost without you. Used to be the one I talk to when I'm sad.
Hello, how's it going? So, today, we're going to be doing some painting. I've got two hellbrutes that I need to work on. I want to try and get at least one of them done, if not both. Both would be great, but we'll see what we can do. Give me a second. So yeah, we'll be painting them today. I also want to talk about magic too, because I've recently got back into it and built a commander deck. So I want to kind of show that off a bit and what the general plan with the deck is. So I'm just going to switch over now and we'll start. Hello. I think I need to zoom out a bit. No, it should be fine. Is it? Yeah, it'll be fine. So today, as I said, we're going to be doing painting. I've got two hellbrutes here. They are an older version, so they're both in the same kind of stance. Basically, they come like this one, where it's got a claw and a bolt, plasma. Is it plasma? I think it's a plasma it's got. I can't remember. But I changed one of them, so he's got a las cannon. And I'm probably going to do the same with this one, so they both got las cannons. I feel like for hellbrutes, specifically for world eaters, having the las cannon is the best choice. Because it gives you like that ranged damage that you don't really get elsewhere, but then you also get access to having the fist or the claw, whatever you want to call it, and a bolter. In fact, this one has got a bolter attached to it on the arm, so I might do the same with this one. They have got like slight differences as well, which is quite nice, so I kind of want them to look a tiny bit different here and there. For today though, we're going to stick to focusing on this one and then maybe do the other one as well. I'm just going to unplug my keyboard and move it out the way so for its own safety. Oh, it's a bit dirty today. Right, so this is what we're going to be working with. I also wanted to go over magic as well because, like I said, I've recently got back into it and got into commander. So my commander is Khan the Betrayer, obviously, and what he does is he is a 4-cost 5/1. He attacks all blocks every turn if able, and then when you lose control of Khan, you draw 2 cards. So if he gets taken, if he gets destroyed, exiled, bounced back, that kind of stuff, you get 2 cards. And then his last bit is the kind of like the fun bit of it, is when damage would be dealt to him, you prevent that damage, and then an opponent of your choice gains control of him. So you basically, like, if he takes damage, you'll pass him to one opponent of your choice, and then you get to draw 2 cards. So the way it works is just kind of like bouncing him around the field, and he has to attack and block anyway. So the deck, you just kind of buff him in certain ways. I've got a few things that I'm proxying at the moment till they arrive. So the creatures in the deck. You got Kazul, who is Kazul's actually a lot better than I realised, because he's a 5-cost for a 5/4. But whenever a creature an opponent controls attacks, if you're the defending player, you get a 3/3 ogre token, unless that creature's controller pays 3, but it's for every creature. So if they attack you with, say, 5 creatures, and they only have 3 mana open, you'll get 3/4s, or 5 if they don't pay the 3 mana. So it's very good just for sitting there and building up defense. This is going to be a Komainu Battle Armor, which is I think it's a 3/2 menace, so it has to be blocked by 2 things, but you can equip it to a creature as well. And if you equip to a creature, when Komainu or the creature that it's equipped to attacks, it will goad. No, when it deals damage, sorry, it will goad creatures, all the creatures that opponent controls. So what goad does is it will make it so that those creatures have to attack or block when able, up until your next turn, but they also can't attack. They prioritize other targets than you. So if there's 4 of you and you goad one person's creatures, they have to attack either of the other 2 people before attacking you. So there's a lot of goad stuff in the deck. Then you got like Cunning Spark Mage, which it's nice and simple. 3 cost, haste, tap it to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. Prodigal Pyromancer, 3 cost, 1/1, tap it to deal 1 damage to target creature or player. There's a few of those in the deck actually. I'm just gonna grab them all to put them together. I think it's just the 3. So you got Volshock as well, which is the same, 3 cost, haste, tap it to deal 1 damage. So you're using them 3 to kind of like ping Khan or like finish stuff off, just to kind of like move Khan around the board a bit more. Then you got Alexios, Deimos of Cosmos, which is a 4 cost 4/4 with. Oh, I've got some dirt on it. It's a 4 cost 4/4 with Trample. He attacks each turn if able, can't be sacrificed, and can't attack me. Its owner, so me. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player gains control of Alexios. Untap it. It gets a +1/+1 counter, and it gains haste. So it's a good way of like getting the opponents to attack each other and build up Alexios for your turn. Because if you play him and then you're in a game with 3 other people, that's +1/+1/+1 back to you, +1. So by the time it comes back to you, it'll be an 8/8 with Trample, and then you do that again to 12/12. Like, it's so good. Agitator Rant at the beginning of it's 3 cost 2/2. At the beginning of your end step, each player may put 2 1/1 counters on a creature they control. Goad each creature that had counters, putting it this way. So I need to double check, but I think with this, if they put it on one creature 1 turn, and then in the next turn put it on another creature, I think it goads both of them. I need to double check though, because if it does that, it's kind of crazy good for goading. I then run Anger, which is a 4 cost 2/2 with haste, and then as long as it's in your graveyard and you control a mountain, all your creatures have haste, which is just nice. It's a nice way to get haste onto all your stuff to keep stuff flowing smoothly. Enduring Courage is a 4 cost 3/3. When another creature you control enters, it gets +2/+0 and gains haste until the end of the turn. When Enduring Courage dies, it comes back. If it was a creature, it returns to the battlefield under your control as an enchantment. So it gives you. It's basically the same as running Anger. They both kind of work nicely together. Humble Defector, basically the same as Khan. It's a 2 cost 2/1. Tap it to draw 2 cards, then target opponent gains control of Humble Defector. It's basically the same as Khan, just draw power. Rash Taunter, 5 cost, 1/1, indestructible. When Brush Taunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target opponent. Pay 3 and tap it, and he fights another target creature. Hellkite Tyrant, which is kind of like the secondary win condition in the deck, where it's a 6 cost, 6/5 flying and trample. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, gain control of all artifacts that player controls. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control 20 or more artifacts, you win the game. So it's a great way to steal artifacts, and it's a great way to give you an extra way to win the game. So that's the monsters. I think the next lot I've got is enchantments, and there's a lot of enchantments, to be fair. Essentially, enchantments is like the core part of the deck. So you've got like Unquenchable Fury, which gives a creature, whenever this creature attacks, it deals X damage to the defending player, where X is the number of cards in their hand. And then when this is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, you return it to your hand. Maddening Hex, enchant a player. Whenever the enchanted player casts a non-creature spell, roll a d6. Maddening Hex deals that much damage to the creature. Then attach Maddening Hex to another one of your opponents chosen at random. So it just throws around some free damage onto like all the players within you. Frenzied Fugue. I can't say this one, I'm terrible. When it enters the battlefield or at the beginning of your upkeep, gain control of enchanted permanent until end of the turn. Untap that permanent and it gains haste. So this is just a way to like ensure that you get Karn back during your next turn, basically, because a lot of people won't give you control of him back. So this way you kind of just ensure that you're going to be getting him back and getting some card draw and damage output. Claws of Valakut. Enchanted creature gets +1/+0 for each mountain you control and has first strike. So you just buff Karn with it, basically. Give him more damage and first strike. Circle of Flame. Creatures about flying that attack you or a planeswalker you control. They take 1 damage when they attack, basically. Extra arms. Enchant a creature, and then whenever enchanted creature attacks, it deals 2 damage to target creature or player. So I could either put this on Karn to move him, to give him some extra damage output, or put it on something else to deal some free damage to Karn. Shiny Impetus. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and he's goaded, so it has to attack everything else. And then when it attacks, you create a treasure token. Just bear with me 1 second. Just need to be right back. Sorry about that. So, the next card is Curse of Bloodletting. Enchant a player. If a source would deal damage to that player, it deals double instead. Really nice, really simple. Extra 3 damage. Next is Curse of Opulence. Enchant a player. When enchanted player is attacked, you create a gold token, and it's the same for everyone, basically. If they attack that player, they get a gold token too. Madcap skills. Enchant creature gets +3/+0 and can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. So gets a little buff to damage and gets menace. Draconic Destiny. Enchant creature gets +1/+1, has flying, haste, and pay 1. It gets +1/+0 to the end of the turn. and it's a dragon in addition to its other types. And when it dies, you can return Draconic Destiny back to your hand. Just give me 1 second. Right, so then we got Thunderous Might, which, when enchanted creature attacks, it gets plus X plus 0 until the end of the turn, where X is your devotion in red. So each red mana in the cost of all permanents you control counts towards your devotion total. Then you got Curse of Hospitality, which enchant player, creatures attacking enchanted player have trample. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to enchanted player, that player exiles the top card of their library until the end of the turn. That creature's controller may play that card, and they may spend mana as though they had the mana to cast that spell. So essentially, stuff gets trample. If something attacks them, they exile the top card of their deck when they take damage, and then you can, the player who attacked them can cast a spell as if they had the mana. That, I believe, is, I forgot what it's called. It's the Singing Bell or something, where it equips to a creature, gives them goad, and then when it would be destroyed, you can pay mana to pay mana while it's in your graveyard to return it back to your hand. So it's just a nice way to get goad on stuff. Curse of Nighted Hunt. Enchant player. Creatures enchanted player controls attack each turn if able. So if you got someone that like is playing green for like mana ramp or something, you could play this early to force them to keep attacking with stuff. To kind of waste their well, it wouldn't really work, would it, to tap before, but you could use it on someone who's trying to stall or just like stop their stuff from dying, basically. Curse of Chaos. Whenever a player attacks enchanted player with one or more creatures, that attack player may discard a card. If it does, he or she draws a card. So it's a nice way to get people to attack someone else because they can discard a card, draw a card, just for attacking them. Power of Lightning. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has +2/+2, has first strike, and can't attack you or planeswalkers you control. So it's a nice way to kind of give something goaded without actually giving it goaded. So it's really good for Khan. Curse of Shaken Faith. Enchant player. Whenever enchanted player casts a spell other than the first spell they cast each turn, or copies a spell, it deals 2 damage to them. So it's a good way to punish a player who like uses a lot of spells. Outpost Siege. As Outpost Siege enters the battlefield, choose Khans or Dragons. If you pick Khans at the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. Until the end of the turn, you may play that card. So it's a good way to get to play extra stuff and like cycle through your deck a bit faster. If you pick Dragons, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, Outpost Siege deals 1 to any target. You pretty much always go Khans with it. It's free. It's like an extra card every turn, basically, to play. Or just watch it go, basically. Give me 1 second. Curse of Obsession. I really like this one. I didn't think it was as good as it is, but yeah. Enchant player. At the beginning of enchanted player's draw step, they draw 2 additional cards, so they get 3 cards. At the beginning of enchanted player's end step, that player discards their hand. So they get 3 cards in their draw step, and then they go down to 0 at the end of their turn, basically. So it kind of like, if they can't play everything they've got, then they lose out, basically. Curse of Pierced Heart. Enchant player. At the beginning of the enchanted player's upkeep, it deals 1 damage to that player. So it's a nice little poke. Fractured Loyalty. Whenever enchanted creature becomes target of a spell or ability, that spell or ability's controller gains control of enchanted creature. So basically, you enchant a creature, and then when it comes to the target of a spell or ability, someone else gains control of it. So it's another good way of getting Karn to move about as well. And then Curse Stalk Prey. Enchant player. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to that player, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. So that's all the enchantments. Just keep everything together nice and neatly. The next big thing we've got is, I guess, equipment. So we've got Commander Sphere, which lets you tap it for 1 of your commander's mana, or you can sacrifice it to draw a card. Fire Diamond, which gives you red mana. Assault Suit, equipped creature gets +2/+2, has haste, can't attack you or planeswalkers you control, and can't be sacrificed. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, you may have that player gain control of the equipped creature until the end of the turn. If you do, untap it. So you could literally use the 2 together to, like, with Karn, to, like, use that on Karn. Then they get it at the start of the turn. Previous player draws 2 cards. They attack with it. Then it switches because it's attacked. So then they draw 2 cards. Then it goes to the next player. So the previous player draws 2 cards. So it just gives everyone more draw potential, basically. Ring of Valkus. Equipped creature has haste, and at the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on it if it's red. It's nice and simple. Works perfectly. Thought Vessel. 2 mana. You've got no maximum hand size, and you can tap it for 1 colourless mana. Explorer's Scope. When equipped creature attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. So it's a nice little one to get some extra lands out. Mind Stone. Tap it to get 1 colourless, or pay 1, sacrifice it to draw a card. You're probably always just going to use it for the mana. Tome of Legends. Enters the battlefield with a page counter on it. Whenever your commander enters the battlefield or attacks, put a page counter on the Tome of Legends. Pay 1 and tap it. Remove a page counter to draw a card. Swiftfoot Boots. 2 mana. Equipped creature has hexproof and haste. So it can't be targeted by spells or abilities your opponents control, and can attack us or use tap effects as soon as it comes under your control, which is pretty nice. Soul Ring, pretty staple in Commander. It's 1 mana, tap it for 2 non-colourless. Thaumatic Compass. Pay 3 and tap it to search your library for a basic land. Put it in your hand and shuffle your deck. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 7 or more lands, transform Thaumatic Compass. And then Thaumatic Compass becomes Spires of Orzaka. Tap it to get 1 colourless mana. Tap it, untap target attacking creature your opponent controls and remove it from combat. So it gives you either mana or a way to get an annoying creature out of the combat, so you don't have to deal with it. This next one's really nice. Bloodthirsty Blade. It's equipped creature has +2 and is goaded, but it's kind of unique for an equipment because you can, instead of just attaching it to, instead of paying to attach it to your creature, you pay 1 to attach it to target creature an opponent controls, and you can activate that anytime you could a sorcery. So if your opponent's already, if Khan's already in play and he's already under an opponent, you can just use Bloodthirsty Blades to kind of like give him that. Pariah's Shield is a 5 cost. All damage that would be dealt to you is dealt to a equipped creature instead. Very good. If you get this on Khan and keep this alive, then you just basically like can't take damage. I can't remember what this was meant to be honest. I need to check. Let me just check on my phone. So I've got a list of like the cards that I've... Okay. So that was meant to be Kamainu's. The other card is Acquired Mutation, which is one of the Fallout cards. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and is goaded. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, defending player gets 2 rad counters. And rad counters at the start of their upkeep, they mill the top card of their deck for each rad counter they've got, and then if they get a land, for each land that's shown, they take 1 life, basically. And then the last equipment, Tenza Godo's Maul. Equipped creature has +1/+1. As long as it's legendary, it gets an additional +2/+2. As long as it's red, it's got trample. So if you put that on Khan, he gets 3/3 and trample. Very nice, very simple. Okay. And then should just be lands and sorceries and instants left. Yeah. So we got Faithless Looting, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and you can pay 3 mana to flashback it. So when it's in the grave, you can pay 3 mana to play it again. It's really nice to get some cards in your hand. But obviously it is draw 2, discard 2, so it's a bit rough, but it's not bad. Blasphemous Act deals 13 damage to each creature. Costs 1 less for each creature on the battlefield, so it's a board wipe that's pretty nice for when there's a lot on the field. Wild Guess, discard a card, then draw 2 cards. Vandal Blast, destroy target artifact you don't control, or pay its overload cost, and then you can destroy all artifacts you don't control. Very nice. Harness by Force, gain control of any number of target creatures until the end of the turn. Untap those creatures, they gain haste until the end of the turn. Harness by Force, you've got Strive, which is, it costs 3 mana more for each target past the first one. So it costs 3 to target 1 creature, or you can pay more and more to target more. Pirate's Pillage, as an additional cost, discard a card, draw 2 cards, create 2 treasure tokens. Treasure tokens, you can tap them, sacrifice this artifact to add 1 mana of any colour to your mana pool. Very nice. I'll come back to these because I can't remember what they are. One is Disrupt Decorum, which when you play it, you goad all creatures you don't control. So it's just a great way of goading everything. This one is... Hey, Vorkar. How's it going? Don't know why it... Oh, is your thing just updated now? You subscribed the other day and it's saying you've subscribed now. Notification. Yeah, I forgot about that. But thank you, I appreciate it. And congratulations on 15 months. So this is going to be Hot Pursuit. Hot Pursuit is, when it comes into play, you suspect one of your opponent's creatures, and then that gets goaded while Hot Pursuit's in play. And then when 2 or more players have lost, and you get... Hey, no worries, man. Enjoy your food, enjoy your food. What Hot Pursuit does then is if 2 or more players have lost the game, and then you you go to combat, you gain control of all goaded creatures. So if you disrupt Decorum and then have Hot Pursuit out, and then is it Hot Pursuit? I think it's called Hot Pursuit. Let me just double check. Yeah, Hot Pursuit. So if you do Disrupt Decorum to goad everything and then play Hot Pursuit, or have Hot Pursuit in already, then it will like give you control of all creatures left, which is crazy. So then we got Bismarck. Gain control of target creature and it gains haste, and then you go that creature. Chain reaction, so board wipe. Chain reaction deals X damage to each creature, where X is the number of creatures on the battlefield. So the more creatures there are, the more damage it does to everything, which is just great. And then Tormented Voice, discard a card to draw 2 cards. That's the sorceries. Then instance. So we got Chaos Warp. Target. The owner of target permanent shuffles it into their library, then reveals the top card of their library. If it's a permanent card, they put it in onto the battlefield. So it can get rid of something annoying, and it might give them something or it might not, but it's a good way to remove stuff. Reverberate, copy target instant or sorcery. You may choose new targets for the copy. So it's alright, to be fair. So I could literally, like, is it in here? Yeah. So say I do magnetic theft. I'll get back to that in a sec. So magnetic theft. Attach target equipment to the target creature. Control of the equipment doesn't change. So I could literally magnetic theft something onto Khan, who one of the opponents got control of. But in the process, I could also reverberate and pick another equipment to equip to him, or equip to someone else. So it's pretty nice. Brand, gain control of all permanents you own. Nice and simple. Get Khan back to your side of the field. Or cycling, pay 2, discard it, and then draw a card. Abrade. Choose one, deal 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. Nice and simple. Unexpected Windfall. Discard a card, draw 2, create 2 treasure tokens. Nice and simple. Get a bunch of stuff for free. Wild Magic Surge. Destroy target permanent and opponent controls. Its controller reveals cards from the top of the library until they reveal a permanent that shares a card type with that permanent. They put that onto the battlefield and the rest onto the bottom of the library in a random order. So it's a good way of getting rid of something annoying and replacing it with something else. So that is the instance. And then for this, we've just got a bunch of mountains, so I won't really stop on them. Green Dragon Inn is Homeward Path, which lets you tap it for one colorless mana. Or you could tap it and everyone gains control of all creatures they own. So it's another good way of getting Khan back. Rogue's Passage, tap it for one colorless, pay four and tap it. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. So it's a good way of getting like the last hit in on someone if you need to. Uh, Requiller, Reliquary, I can't say it. I don't know why. No maximum hand size, and you can tap it for one colorless mana. And then command tower, tap it for one mana of any color in your commander's color identity. So in my case, it'd just be red, but yeah, that's basically the deck. Um, it plays around like getting Karn in, getting Alexios in if I come across him. Potentially, I'm looking at getting Slicer as well, depending on how much I can get him for. And what Slicer does is pretty much the same as Alexios and Karn. So it's a lot of like giving everyone else creatures to attack with, but then um, I just buff them so they can't attack me and stuff. So yeah, there's that. But that's the deck. Um, I'm looking forward to playing it. I haven't had any games yet. I think next week, not next week, this weekend, I might try and play some. I'm not sure. Or next weekend, I need to see. But anyway, for now, we're going to be doing a little dude here. I want to go over the skin again because I feel like while it's the color I want, it's not like it's quite faint. But I've got like loads of brushes now. Look at all these lovely brushes. This is like my favorite one, man. I use this for so much as well. We'll use that. That and the micro brush are just like spot on for everything. So let's get this out. And it should be. Is it this one? I don't think it's this one. No, it is Rakar Flesh. Rakar Flesh is like such a good color for like chaos. Um, for chaos characters because it gives them like that flesh color that's like a bit on the pale side. So it's just perfect for it. And it looks like I'm gonna want to do the head in the middle as well. I don't know actually. Can't quite tell. Yeah, no, it is. I couldn't quite tell if it had like a helmet in the middle or it didn't, but it's it it's got like flesh on the one side, so I wouldn't need to do there's like flesh under the center bit here. So I've got other brushes, but this brush does like everything so perfectly. I think a second layer for this is perfect. Yeah, that's quite nice. Once I get my shading on it as well, it's gonna look beautiful. Mm-hmm. I think do this bit as well. I think with the spikes and stuff, I kind of want to go the same route I did as my what do you call them? My 8 bound exalted. Painting's so peaceful as well. And I didn't put it down for I didn't put a stream down for tomorrow because I'm not sure. I know Arcane's out, so I kind of want to sit down and watch that. Um, and then I've got a video coming out on when is it now? Call it. I was yeah. I think I'm gonna watch Arcane tomorrow. I might watch a bit tonight, depending on what time we get to. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I think that works. The thing is with this, a lot of it's gonna be like silver and gold, isn't it? And there's just gonna be like little red bits here and there. Problem with hellbrutes is like because they're a mix of like metal and flesh. It's tricky to know what color I should do bits of it. Getting there. Think I've nearly done with the flesh bit. Yeah. Mm, right. I need to do the front bit as well. Want to go over the little face a bit more as well after. There we are. Oh, next bit's gonna be quite long because he's got a lot of like silver bits that I need to do and piping and stuff like on the back, for example. I don't know whether to do the gold first or that. I think I need this bit at the bottom to be red. I need the wiring on the back to be silver, those to be silver, middle bit there to be silver, bit on the head to be silver. This one's a bit different. It's got like a one of the more skeletal heads. It's kind of like more pushed in. So Yeah, I think silver's gonna. There's gonna be a lot, man. I don't. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna be too bad. Like once I've got like the colors on it, so like the silver, the red, the gold. Like most of it's just gonna be bulk colors, right? There's gonna be like bits of detail in here and there, but most of it's just gonna be like those colors. Um, and then like you just kind of let the shading paint do its thing. Uh, Let me have a look what brushes I've got actually. I'm gonna switch to this one because it's a bit thicker. Because I kind of want to do like the back bit now, which is like pretty much just a lot of silver. Problem is as well, I don't know what it is, but this silver on like black paint on the black base is so hard to see for me. I think I think a lot of this is actually going to be quite simple. To be fair, it's going to be like the rhinos where yeah once because if you look there, it's coming through quite nicely, and because I've just done all the middle bit, and obviously this one's done, that one's not done yet. But once it's all done, and then I start doing like the shading paint, it's gonna be perfect. Uh, so we got like the silver bit all down the back. The only problem with this is like the legs and like the arm bits because there's like little bits that are like metal and little bits that are flesh that kind of like merge together. So it's hard to kind of like determine which is the fleshy bits and which is like the metal bits. Should be fine. Oh, tell you what, as well, I brought a squad of Red Butcher Red Butcher World Eaters. They're from the original um the Horus Heresy, but they look so nice. I couldn't resist like because I got them quite cheap as well. Because normally they're like £60 for a set, a squad, and I got them for like 40. So I was like, yeah, I couldn't resist because I put an offer in and they accepted it. So it's like, yeah. So I picked up a squad of them. The only problem is I can't really use them at the moment. Um, so they're just kind of like a nice little display piece at the moment. I got to finish painting them as well. But once they're painted, because they're already like pre-painted with the grey, but I've been like carefully going over them in my colours, and yeah, it's it's getting there. Okay, right. It's getting there. Thankfully, as well, I brought like extra. I brought extra silver and gold paint because I knew that those were going to be like two of the main paints I run out of. Yeah, we're getting there. We're kind of like on the gun now. I don't think it's gonna take too long. To be fair, I might leave um other hellbrute till I've like put the las cannon on as well. So we might do something else instead, like a maybe like finish some of the terminators off because they don't need too much work. Okay. Oh, I think I'm gonna keep it simple with colors as well. Like, I don't want to do too much with like the the like detailing and stuff. The whole wire done. There's like a wire underneath the armpit. It's there, and I need to make sure I can do it. Ran out of ran out of paint when I was doing it. Okay. I think with the hey, how's it going? How you doing, I support? I think with the hand as well. I'm gonna do like the fingers and the like palm silver. I think that I'm not sure because you got like the spikes here as well. I don't know whether I want to do them silver or gold. Probably gonna go gold to be honest because I think I'm gonna have the gun be a different color, probably silver. So having like the claw be gold kind of makes more sense. I think having the kind of like the hand be silver kind of makes more sense than having it gold. it's like the armor bit on top is gonna be gold anyway. It's gonna be like red and gold, so kind of makes sense to me. And I think this feet as well. I'm just gonna do silver. Keep it nice and simple. Mm, to be careful with these chains now. So I kind of don't want to do the chains and then have to redo the red on the arm. To be a nice simple first time. Thing is as well, I got what's it called? The what do you call it? Um the rhino sprues. There's a bunch of stuff on there, so I might have a look, see if there's anything like the chaos rhino sprues. So I might see if there's stuff on there that I want to put on these. So I'm guessing there's going to be some nice stuff I could use from them. Yeah, I think that's all the kind of the metal bits. It's just the feet to do. It's so hard to tell with their feet and stuff because I don't know whether to do with the metal, like a fleshy color, with it being like a mix of flesh and metal. I think I think the silver looks fine. I'll do it all silver, and then I'll be like, actually, I want to do it. Oh, I changed my mind. I want it a flesh color. I, it looks fine, I think, for the foot having like a silvery, maybe like. Let's have a look. I don't know because if you look at it from the backside, right, it looks like it should be metal. It's like the flesh bit here, kind of like cuts off. Yeah, it's just chilling, doing some painting. Just need to check I've actually put it in the right category. Just having a nice chill one for once, just doing some painting. The thing is, I need to go back and do this bit. I've missed some of like the flesh, so I want to. No, I'm gonna paint that silver actually. There's like good, good. It's on like the bum bit. There's like some flesh bits here, but there's like an inside bit underneath. So I kind of want to do that silver too. I'll go get the red butchers in a sec as well, so I can show them. They look so cool. The red butchers do. It's just a shame, like, because the thing is in the lore and stuff for world eaters. Hey, thank you for the follow. Interesting name. Um, so in the lore for they've got for like world eaters, they've got like the red butchers, which is their version of the Terminators, but they're all like melee focused and stuff. They're really cool. And then you can't really use them in the game, unfortunately. Like you can use them if you're playing Horus Heresy, but not normal 40k, which kind of sucks. But I know next year we're getting like a codex update, so there's a lot of speculation that World Eaters are gonna get a bunch of new stuff because they've literally like for the Chaos armies, they've just got like nothing. Like they're the one Chaos army that's got like the least amount of stuff out of all of them. I mean, it's not bad because like the stuff we've got is decent. Big angry boys, yeah. Tell me about it. In fact, give me a sec. I'm gonna get the red butchers, man. Yeah, man. So this is my box of goodies. So obviously we got like my exalted that I did. Really happy with him. And then like, because I wanted some unique 8 bound. And like reading the law right for 8 bound and exalted 8 bound. 8 bound are like, so they're basically possessed by like 8 demons of corn, and the exalted are as well. But the the exalted have like control over those demons, whereas the 8 bound don't. They're like fighting with the demons to maintain control. So with these ones, I decided like with the 8 ones, I want to go like possessed basically, because possessed you get like a lot in the box anyway. You get like 5 in a box. But they're basically the same thing anyway. So I use possessed for my 8 bound, and then I've got obviously like a squad of exalted that I'm using as exalted because like it's such a cool model. I wasn't a huge fan at first, but like with the friggin' dual chain blades, I was like, yeah, this is it. And I've done his eyes. It's not the best. You can't really see it that well on camera, but I've done his eyes yellow. But the red butchers, this is where it's at. So I brought it's a squad of 5 that I managed to get. So the only problem with the red butchers is like they have like one pose, right? So you've got a lot of them which are like this, and I got mine like pre pre painted. But I got them a lot cheaper. I got them like 20 quid cheaper than they normally go for. So I was like, you know what, I'll take the cut. But as you can see, I started doing like the eyes. That one's not too great, but I'll color over that, and then like that one as well. I've done like the eyes on all of them, but I kind of took a break with them because I was like, I can't really use them at the moment. So what's the sense in me focusing on painting the 8 bound the red butchers? Well, that's one of them I've done. 'Cause all I've done is just like change the colours to be red and gold instead of white and blue. Because white and blue is like the 30k colours, and then that's the kind of the commander with the dual chain blades. But they're such cool models. But yeah, I really hope we get them in the next compendium or whatever. Just having a quick drink. Right. Trying to think how to do this. Well, I need to finish the leg, the foot. That's the first thing. I've got like so much to do as well because I've got everything I need for like 2,000 points, and then I was just kind of like, yeah, I'll just work my way through painting it. I've got two hellbrutes to do. I really want to get not a big cast. Oh, honestly, Khan's like my favorite guy. Right, let me go get mine. Nah, no worries, no worries. Yeah, so this is my Khan. Originally, because I've only just got back into to 40k. But originally I was like, I was playing Kill Team. I got into Kill Team with a friend, and Khan's one of the characters I use in Kill Team because um, thank you, my squad I run Nemesis Claw, and the leader has a chain weapon, a chain blade, and a plasma pistol. So I just used Khan and made World Eaters. And then I've just picked up this recently, which was the original Khan, the metal Khan. So I gave him a bit of a paint. The scale's kind of crazy though, because if you compare it, like, look at the size difference. It's it's not too noticeable because of the pose that this Khan's in, but yeah, the size difference is quite big. But yeah, I use him for kill team, and then I've got this little base thing here because he's on a smaller base than he should be. And what this base thing does is it puts him on the proper base um for 40k. Because kill team you use 35 mil and Khan's a 40 mil base. Yeah, I love my Khan. I couldn't tell you how many days I spent just like there doing like tiny bits, coming back the next day doing something else, just making sure I like how it turns out. But I'm really happy with how he's turned out. And then we got my rhinos as well. I'm really happy with how they've turned out. They were like, I thought they were going to be quite a pain to paint, to be honest, but they weren't too bad. Like, you got like the windows and stuff, and I kind of keep them the same where they've got like a lot of chains on, and then like the corn symbol at the front. But then like I put like the transfers on top and on the side, and on the door as well. The inside I just couldn't be bothered to do though. The inside I was just like, nah, I'm just gonna leave that. Honestly, like I'm a trash painter though. The thing that really does it right is this stuff right here. This stuff right here is the best invention I've ever done, because I am like really bad at painting. But well, I dropped it. But what that paint does, let me just pick it up. So what this paint does is it's more of like a watery paint. So it will kind of like go into all like the little cracks and bumps and stuff in the model. And it's like a blackish kind of paint. So it gives it like shading. So as you can see, it's kind of like you can even see it on the actual top as well, where there's like little bits where it's darker than everywhere else. But it's just so good for like everything. Like even the skulls and stuff. Like if you look at the skulls, they were like pure white, and then I just put that on after, and it gives them like a much darker color. So you've got like this one, which is one of my rhinos, and then this is the second one that has more spikes on it than the other one. But yeah, they're pretty nice. They got like the opening doors, opening windows, and stuff. I do eventually want to get a Land Raider just to like build it and paint it. I don't think, unless I'm playing like 3,000 points, a giant wash on my. Yeah, honestly, like the wash paints, the shade paints are so good. Like the two best paints I've got is contrast paints. Contrast paints are great because they're basically like a mix of like a base paint and shade paint, where it will kind of like it will stick to the model, but it will also go in all the nooks and crannies or like the bumps and stuff, bumps and cracks, and kind of like give it shading that you want. Um, so like obviously I've got the blue that I use for like Khan's hair. Um, the green is for their eyes because with my with my world eaters, I like them to have like the green visor eyes, and this is just perfect. Like I put a bit of white paint on first, and then I put this on after, and this will give them like it like pops the eyes out a bit, which is quite nice. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how my paintings turned out because I'm not that good at painting, but yeah, just got my little rhinos. Because if you look at like the difference, right? This is the same red as this, and you can see like the shade difference just because of like the shade in paint. But I go like all over the model with it, and it just gives it that depth and that kind of like grittiness that I want. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, I've got loads to do. I've got a squad of berserkers to do, a squad of jackals to finish. Uh, five, three, possessed to do. I think two greater, exalted eight bound to do. Three terminators to finish, and then one hellbrute left to do after this one, and then the final piece, Angron. I cannot wait to get Angron done, but Angron is like the last thing I'm gonna do out of everything, and then he's just gonna sit perfectly with my army. I'm looking forward to it. Just need to get this foot done now. I don't know whether like on the flesh bits on the legs at the back, whether I'll put like those two little middle bits of silver. I had to pick a. Honestly, like Death Guard was like is my second choice, but like I just like Khan so much that and I like melee when it comes to a lot of things. I like to be like melee focused in like games and stuff. So I was like, for me, I'd probably always go World Eaters because I've always thought that they've got such a nice design anyway, and nice color scheme. Um, so they were always kind of my first choice, and but Death Guard was always my second. But I've got a friend who's getting back into 40k as well, and he's playing Death Guard, so I kind of don't want to play the same as him. So we kind of get like a bit of um like we're not basically playing the same thing, using the same stuff. Hmm. Yeah, I think I need another layer of red. I think I'm done with silver for now. I'm gonna use the kind of like slightly thinner brush just to try and minimize going over bits and making mistakes. Hmm. I definitely needed the second layer of red on this. Yeah, Death Guard are cool though. They'd basically like be my second choice for chaos. Because for me, like when I did used to play, I was I was always using orcs, and then I got into orcs was like my first one, and then I got into Space Marines because of Dawn of War. Like I just played Blood Ravens, and then I started looking at other stuff. So they brought out rules for Crew Mercenaries, which was it was basically an army that was just crew. It wasn't. It didn't have any towing or anything. And I used they had like, unique rules and stuff. So I started building them. And then there was feral orcs as well, which is basically the same as orcs, but they did. They were like primitive. They were like a newly like born orcs. So they had like a mix of like some. They had a mix of like some like guns and stuff, but they had like primitive weaponry and stuff. They were pretty cool. But that was like my two kind of like off armies I was playing, and then like I stopped playing after a while, but I got back into it now. So okay, I suppose once I have finished doing like painting these, I have got some other like minis to paint as well. Nids, see, I do like Tyranids. They're one of those that like I'm pretty sure one of my cousins used to play Tyranids, and they were kind of cool, but I never really got into them like that. They are cool though. I do kind of want to get some for like the because in Kill Team you can do like a PVE mode, so I want to get some Tyranids to use for like the kind of like the PVE models. Because like Tyranids are perfect for it because you got a good mix of like melee and ranged ones. So I need to get some eventually and paint them. I think what I'm gonna do as well with like the spikes on like the spikes on the armor and stuff. I think um I'm gonna paint them like gold or silver or something. Like if you look at the shoulder pad, it's got like some spikes on. I'm gonna probably do them like a different color. Maybe even like black or something, just to stick out on the shoulder. Mm. Okay. Done the one. No. Might need my get a get a light for this shoulder leg pad thing. Mm, I'm done. I'll probably build some Death Guard. Yeah, that's fair. I've got enough for a 2K World Eater army now. It's just I gotta like paint it all. Like it's all built. It's all spray painted ready. I've just gotta like paint it. I've got like some bits because I built some for like kill team. Um, so like when I go into kill team, one of the like because I play Nemesis Claw and I use World Eaters for them, so I've got some already because of that. And thankfully, I don't need to change them up too much, so they can still be used for uh for 40k. But yeah, there is a lot I've got to paint, especially like the troops and stuff. Because when I first got into 40k again, I was like, yeah, I really like the idea of jackals for world eaters. They're just basically cultists that are like melee focused cultists, but they look so cool, right? Just all these like big chaotic looking like men and women that are just like got gas masks on and chain swords and chain axes and shit. They kind of remind me of like what's it called now? I can't even remember the movie series I'm thinking of. I really like Mad Max. That's it. They really give me like Mad Max vibes. So I was like, yeah, I just want to build an army that's like got like 3 or 4 squads of them in. And then I was sitting down and I was like, well, they're not really that strong, and I'd have to put together all these jackals and then paint them, and I don't think I want to do that. But the thing was as well, the thing that kind of was convincing me to do it more as well was there's like a squad like a a 2,000 point army for World Eaters that had won a tournament recently, and it ran. I think it was 90 jackals. It ran. And I was there like, well, jackals are really cheap, and like even if you put like 20 in a squad, it's still really cheap. So I could do that, and I was very convinced by it. But then like you've just got to play this weird play style where you just like swarm them with jackals, and then just use your other units to cap objectives, basically. So I didn't really want to go that route in the end. Plus, I'd have to spend a lot just to get the jackals and then build them and paint them and whatnot. So I quickly lost interest in that idea. I think one squad of jackals is enough for now. Maybe two when I if I try to get 3,000 points. Do that as well. Still got the red on the claw arm to do. do. I just gotta do like the little armor bit on the hand. It's gonna be nice when I start doing the gold. It's getting there, but like once I start getting the gold done and filling in like the horns and stuff, 'cause I think the horns I might actually just do white. Keep it simple. Just got the little bit under the little like, hand plate bit. Hey, one thing I, you know what? One thing I do want to do as well. There's like a hand on. There's not. Sorry, not a hand. There's like a mouth on the hand. I want to put like the inside. I want to do it pink to match the mouth, like the tongue and stuff. Bugman's, yeah, it's Bugman's glow. That's what we want. You just give it a quick shake. Wait, how many? Oh, there's, there's only 3 episodes for Arcane out at the moment. That sucks. I was looking. The thing with like when a program comes out, right? I like to sit down and watch it at my in my own pace. Whether that's like me sitting there binge watching it or just like watching a bit each day or whatever. So I always hate it when like they do this where like they release a bit at a time. Because I'd rather they just release it in one go so I can binge watch it if I want to or not. Cool. It's kind of come out a bit watery, and then nearly dropped the paint everywhere, but we survived. Okay. I'll eventually I'll do the teeth on the hand as well because it's got like little teeth. But for now, I just want to do the inside pink. Keep it simple. I think the next thing I want to do is the gold. You know what? I need to finish the silver actually. I've just realised his face has some Spotify stopped playing by the way. It has. There we go. Put Spotify back on. The face has got like some metal bits on it, so I want to just quickly do them. If I remember which one's my silver, it's this one, isn't it? So I've got corn red as well. Is it this one? Yeah, I've got corn red that I was gonna use for my world eaters, but I really like Mephiston red with the shading on top because it kind of gives it that brighter tone where you need it. So it's not too bad. That's better. Managed to do the face a bit. What I'll probably do is I'll probably use my detail brush later to just do the eye and do the. I'll probably do the flesh eye like yellow, and then the metal kind of like mechanical side. I'll do like a red, probably corn red. It's a bit different. Actually, could just use striking scorpion to keep it in line with everything else. I'll probably do that. So next bit, I'm not done. I'm not done. I've just realised I'm not done. I forgot to do like the groin thing, haven't I? The groin armor. I was saying I was gonna do that red, and then I've just done red, and I haven't done it. Typical. Tell you what, I got a nice week at work this week as well. I've had today off, and then I've got Friday off, and then I'm going out with work on Friday for bowling. Get a couple drinks, relax a bit, have some fun.
Say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful disaster, a reckoning, you wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone too
The only problem with this one is the person that I got it from customized it a little, so it's got like extra bits on, which isn't necessarily bad. It's just it's in the way of stuff. Like he's put this loincloth type thing on, which is fine, but it's gonna make it difficult to do like the gold detailing underneath it, and I don't really want to start like messing around trying to take it off in case it like breaks. What was this? Kind of like. I kind of want to take it off, to be honest. Don't know though. I'll leave it for now. Because like this one, it's a nice simple one, right? It's not really got like a loincloth here. It's got the horns here, but that's it. It's very like minimal. It's got like the chains on the arm as well. But then if you like compare it to like this one, obviously like I need to put a few things on here, like the weapon on the arm, but that's like not too hard. Give it a las cannon instead. It's not too hard. And then like if you look at this one, it's got like spikes here for like a trophy rack. It's got a different head that's sticking out. Yeah, it's kind of like all over the place. I don't know. What I don't know if it was worth it, to be honest. I was thinking like maybe with the like loincloth, instead of having it on, I might cut it off, but like cut around, because there's like a little skull here, so I could keep that on. But then it probably wouldn't look right. The only problem is, it's like, is he glued it? Oh, he's glued it to it as well. Yeah, that's gonna. It's like the loincloth's glued to. I don't know why I'm calling it a loincloth, because it's like on the chest instead of the loin, but it's like glued to like the paint, the groin plate thing. So it's kind of a bit of a pain. I can work around it though. I think best thing to do now is the silver, but not the silver, the gold. Well, stick with this one for now. This brush is so good. If you did, it would need to. Yeah, that's the only problem. I think it'll be alright eventually. The thing with the gold, right? The gold bits aren't too bad. I enjoy doing them. Just gotta be a bit careful with it. But like, it's a bit annoying in certain places. I kind of wish that like it didn't have all the horns and shit on it right now. So it's gonna be a pain to like paint around them. But I suppose I haven't painted them yet, so I can just do them after. You know what I did have as one idea as well is getting Space Marine dreadnoughts and then converting them into Chaos ones, because I know the World Eaters, they have a lot of like ones that are old style. They don't really have hellbrutes. I mean, they've got hellbrutes, but they're like, they're like, they look more like Space Marine uh, dreadnoughts than the new hellbrutes that they've got. It's fine. The problem we've got here is like the lower parts of the plates are they've got like eyes and bits on them, so you kind of need to maneuver around them and then fill them in with a different color. Uh, uh, I was playing some DBD the other day, man. I don't know how I feel about it. Like every time I go to play it, right, I get these people, like when I'm playing killer, that are like the worst of the worst, man. Like right now, it just feels like you either get people that just don't want to play, survivors that just give up if you're playing like a killer they don't like, or you get you get ones that are just like super toxic. So I was playing Chucky, as we do, you know, my boy right here, my boy Chucky, and I wasn't really playing like mean or anything. I had some like decent perks, but like I was playing fairly chill. And then this one survivor, I knocked them down, and they were near a locker. And obviously, like once you've hit someone down, you've got like the little animation that plays, so you can't pick them up straight away. So he crawled, so his head was in the locker. So like when I went to try and pick him up, I opened the locker instead. It happened like 5 or 6 times, and there was 2 other players that were nearby that had flashlights, so that I had to angle at a certain angle to be able to pick him up. But obviously if I do that when they're around, they're gonna flashlight me. So I said after the game, I was like GG, but it was kind of a bit shitty doing that, because you're like basically like exploiting an angle in the game to your advantage. And the one boy was just defending him over it, and I was like, yeah, but I wasn't playing mean or anything. I was playing quite fair. So it's not like he was already doing really well as well. So it wasn't really necessary to do something like that. That like just messes me over for the sake of it. And he's just like, oh well, he's his you know his saving time. He's not saving time. Sorry, he's delaying you. He's delaying you. I was like, yeah, but you're exploiting being able to pick someone up. And he's like, oh well, you should have had it set on a different key. It's like, bro, I go into the game with the key binding it tells me to. I'm not gonna sit there and start changing them just to avoid something like that, because it's not something that I should have to avoid. It's, you're just basically exploiting something in the game to make it more difficult for me. It's just like, there's no real need for it, because they were at like, I think 2 gens at the time, and I hadn't killed anyone yet. I think I had like 3 hooks. I was like, I'm not tunneling, I'm not running like super mean perks or anything. Playing fairly chill, so it's just a bit shitty for you to play like that. But the problem is, like, if I play shitty, survivors would complain about it. The non-stop complain about it, but then it's okay for them to play shitty. It's just so bizarre how some people think in the game. I don't know. DBD's like League though. Everyone's just hyper competitive for no reason. We're getting there with the gold though. Slowly. I think I'm gonna do the big shoulder pad with the gun first. I might do some gold on the gun as well, on the edges. I got a new video coming out as well soon. Wednesday, I believe I've scheduled it for. It's a League One. It's been a long time coming. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, it's I wanted to get it done for a while, to be honest, but I just haven't. It's not that I haven't had time. It's just like thinking like what words to use for it and stuff, and then I had the problems with my mic. So League, yeah, unfortunately, I wasn't sure like what I wanted to do for it, and then I was just kind of like, you know what, I kind of like, once I got the script together and everything, I went to record it, and that's when I had my mic problems. But obviously, I've got my mic sorted now. Literally, like, my mic came on Saturday, right? I finished the stream with Cars in the morning, the Little Hope stream. Oh no, not a Teemo player. I'll let you guess what my one trick was. See if you can guess what it was. But yeah, finally got all the words written down in like what I wanted to say and everything. And then my mic broke. But then it turned, as soon as it turned up on Saturday, I was like, yeah, I'm recording it now. I just finished the stream as well, so I was like, yeah, no better time than now. Ooh. I guess I'll do that bit as well. Nah, not Scion, not Scion. I was a Wukong one trick. One of the worst. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the Wukong community, to be honest, in League. They don't really know what they want, to be honest. They're like, because like, take the recent buffs for example. Like, what does it give him? It gives him it's like extra. I can't even remember what it does. What his new buffs are. Oh, it's his W cooldown, isn't it? Like, they're all going wild over like the W cooldown, and I'm like, yeah, it's nice, but it doesn't fix his issues. Because the thing is, right, Wukong is meant to be a bruiser, and when we got his rework, his MR got nerfed, his HP got nerfed, and his armor got nerfed. So he's a bruiser that's got one of the lowest HP and HP scalings in the game. He's got one of the lowest MR base MRs and scalings in the game. His armor is low, but his passive makes up for it. But the thing is, like, a passive shouldn't have to make up for something. It should improve something that's already decent. And if you're telling me he's meant to be like this bruiser that's like focused on fighting against armor champions, why does he have less armor than most other bruisers until you equate his passive into it? Like, they should put his armor back to 34. They should put his MR back to 32. His HP, they need to give him 30 because he lost that. And then he's just got no damage as well. He's just so reliant on like this disgusting double knock-up gimmick. He's not even like really a trickster anymore because of it. He's just like focused on going for the double knock-up instead. Just so boring. I just haven't enjoyed him for a long time. And like, I mean, when Divine was around, it was good. Because like Divine fixed a lot of his issues. But we don't even have that anymore. So we're just kind of in this situation where we've got to build Trinity Force. And he just sucks with Trinity Force. But yeah. I do love to moan about League. Okay, that's not looking too bad, is it? I should probably angle my camera a bit differently next time, because I've changed up I've zoomed it in a bit, right? Because it helps with my model when I normally have my vtuber model up. But it's too zoomed in when I'm doing like IRL stuff, so yeah, we'll fix it for next time.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They weigh me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the
Okay. We're getting there with the gold though. I think I just... Yeah. I don't want to angle it too far forward though. I don't know, it's a bit... I need to... Oh. There we are. That'll have to do for now. I think I've angled it too far down, but also it's too zoomed in. Because I zoomed in my camera a bit. Because it focuses better on me when I've got like my VTube model up and stuff. But yeah, I'll sort it for next time. We've got another stream later in the week where I'm doing some painting. I think later in the week we'll get like... We'll try and get the 8-bound finished. Or the exalted 8-bound. And exalted I've got 2 to do, and then 8-bound I think I've got 3 or 4 to do, so either or will be done. Like getting in the way when I'm trying to do the gold. Now I'm just getting gold everywhere. I'm gonna have to neaten it up later with the micro brush, but it's fine. I've got like the one done now, the one arm. I've got like the centre bit done as well, so we're getting there. The other arm doesn't look like it's gonna be as bad to do, because there's not as much spikes and stuff in the way. Kinda wish there was some... Can you do... Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I kinda wish these came with like some like world eater kind of like decals or something. I could what I could do is, because I have got like the transfer sheets, so I could do them after, but I don't know. But yeah, that's a bit better. I'll mess around with my camera after stream. But yeah, I wouldn't mind if they had like some world eater decals, but I'm just trying to think where I'd actually put it on the model. Because like the only like possible space is probably this shoulder pad here, but like there's really not much space. So unless like I fold it down on like the spikes and just put like a world eater symbol there, it's probably not worth it, to be honest. I think if it matches the rest of the colour scheme, it's gonna be like, people will be able to tell it's a world eater as well. You know, if the rest of my army is in gold and red armour, and this is gold and red, I'm pretty sure they'll be like, yeah, that's a world eater one, that is. Plus, like, I'll mainly be playing with my friend, so it's not like we're gonna be too fussed about like things being perfectly accurate and stuff. That'll do. Just kind of throw gold at it and hope it sticks. And then if I need to, I can always just go back later with different colour or something. Starting to get fed up with Twitter as well, you know. It just feels whenever I go on there, it's just all the time, man. I just want to go on there, chat to people, and then like post about stream and shit, but drama 24/7. I mean, I suppose the problem is I do involve myself in the drama, so I like to have my say on stuff. But yeah, you upset too many people just by not agreeing with them and shit. So. The funny thing is now though is like, because of the new block rules on there, if someone blocks you because they're mad at you over something, you can still see it. Like there's a VTuber at the moment who apparently they took like a sketch or something they got an artist to do and then gave it to another artist to use for their design, for like their VTuber design, and they didn't give the person credit or pay for the sketch. So like obviously the original artist just wants to be paid for that and have credit given, and they're just like denying everything and just doubling down. And I put like, because like they showed the DMs as well, and I was like, well, I don't get it, because like they agreed that they were gonna pay them, and then they just didn't bother. So like, what changed? And then like the VTuber replied being like, oh, you know, just give me a chance. This isn't what happened. It's like, yeah, but that's what DMs say. So like, are you saying that you're lying? You're like, that's not you in the DMs now or something. I don't know. Just getting mad, and then they're just blocking everyone over it. It's like you kind of like you screwed over a artist, and then you took it public instead of just settling it behind closed doors. All you had to do was like pay for the sketch or give them credit. In fact, they said that recently that the artist just wants credit now. They don't even care about getting paid for it. They just want the credit that they deserve for the design. You know, to be honest, that's more than fair. Wanting the credit that you should be getting. Oh yeah, it's not the best, but we're kind of done the arm. Just gotta check the bottom, because I know, yeah, the bottom bit's got some too as well. don't know. The VTuber community just feels like a lot of times it's like being in high school, man. The amount of drama that's about. It's always like the dumbest stuff as well that should be handled privately.
Patient, waiting unaware, feeling like your grip might slip too soon. But I'm running, chasing speed and gunning. I'll be right there all of a sudden. I feel your
Wait for the next big thing to upset people in the community. They'll just threaten to leave Twitter again. It's always the way. Okay, that's like the upper bit done. Gotta do the lower bit now. Dropped it. Okay, this is gonna be tricky to do. This bit here. I might just try and line it with gold, and then whatever happens, happens. Like that. Right. Don't know what to do with this other leg plate though. It's like the gun arm's in the way. I suppose I just try and do what I can. Guess I just do like do that, I guess. I think that'll have to do. Yeah. I'll have to do for that leg plate. We've got like the ankle bits left to do now, so too bad. To be honest, once we've done goals, pretty much done. Like, there's a few more bits I need to do, like the tentacles that are coming out here, the claws here, and like the trophy rack. But most of it's just simple colours. I suppose like the loincloth as well, but you know what I've started watching as well? The game Project Zomboid. I've been watching people play it, but like doing like fun little co-op events and stuff. So they had like one where they had like I think 100 people, and they had to try and survive in this mall. And then they had another one where they had to like rebuild society, but they were all split into like different factions and stuff. But it's been pretty chill content to watch. It's chaotic, but it's nice and chill at the same time. Okay. Don't do that bit. I do, don't know. Do this. We do this. I've never actually played Project Zomboid though. I thought about getting it a few times because it just looked like a pretty fun game. But I don't know, I've just played so many like zombie type survival games. I just get bored of it. Because I've got like what's that one that I've got? Can't remember the name of it, but it's like it's pretty decent to be fair. You build like a little community and stuff, and then you gotta like survive. There's like NPC groups as well and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. I really got into that one for a while, and then I just stopped playing it. Okay, I think that'll do for the gold for now. I just gotta think, what colours do I need? So I want something for that, something for the tentacles, and like the eyes and stuff. And thinking maybe like a green, something different for the eyes. Maybe bring in our classic friggin' Khan hair colour for it. That could work. It's a bit more. Okay. I think I'll do this for the eyes, the tentacles. The only problem with this is I think I need a lot of it to use it as regular paint. Unless I do blue. I use my Cantor blue. So if I do Cantor blue, that should be alright. A bit thicker. Yeah, I think Cantor blue for the tentacles. I think the blue will do, and I can just use the ice heart, frost heart blue, whatever it's called, over the top, just to give it some brighter definition. I think the blue kind of works for it, to be fair. And then once it's dried, I can go over with the other blue, and then that's going to give it some, like, brightness. Okay. I think I do it for the eyes as well, to be fair. It's got like demonic kind of like eyes and shit. Colour to do that. Maybe I'll just do it all white for like the horns, but it's got like flesh under it as well, so I kind of feel like I should maybe do a flesh colour so it goes from the horns into the flesh. What's this one saying? So this one they've just kind of painted it blue and then go into the horns, but I kind of want to do it more of like a flesh colour. But then like the problem is the head is also fleshy, so I don't know. Difficult. I suppose I could just do it red and then have the horns kind of impaling out of it, but I don't know. I feel like it should be a flesh colour. You know what's crazy as well? So the game, obviously the Golden Joystick Awards had nominations the other day for like Game of the Year and shit. And Black Myth Wukong was only down for one friggin' award until they announced the overall Game of the Year. But like I didn't. So the thing is, it wasn't put in for like best music. It wasn't put in for like anything really. It was put in for like best design or something. And then like, because obviously a lot of people think it deserves Game of the Year, me included, and it seems to me like they've just kind of put it in there to please people because a lot of people are complaining. It's getting there. Got like the flesh color now, makes a bit more sense. But yeah, they weren't going to include it at first by the looks of it, because they've got like PC Game of the Year and then they've got overall Game of the Year. And I think that's right. Yeah. And yeah, it just wasn't down for anything. And then people were kicking off in the comments about how like it's not being included. So I think they kind of caved and put it in for stuff. But I don't seem happy about it. But fuck 'em. It that's the thing, like, it's not everyone's Game of the Year, which is fine, but it at least deserves to be a nomination for Game of the Year. But you've got like Final Fantasy VII and Astro Bot are both like 5 awards each. It's just crazy to me. It's like Final Fantasy's got like best lead voice actor, second best second voice actor or something. It's just Cloud and Aerith voice actors, and then they just, I don't know, they just didn't want to give it anything by the looks of it. It got put for like best game design or something as a nomination, and then like it didn't get put for Game of the Year for console or PC. But then in like the overall Game of the Year, it's down as like one of the Game of the Years. It just seems a bit suspicious to me, because like if you're gonna put it down for like Game of the Year, overall Game of the Year, why is it not console or PC Game of the Year? Why is it not a nomination there? But surely it should be. But then like Final Fantasy VII and Astro Bot, and let's be honest, like knowing them, it's not gonna get picked anyway. They'll like, because even if like everyone who liked the game and brought it voted and said that it was their Game of the Year, they'll still probably fix it to say that like Final Fantasy or Astro Bot won or something. Just disappointing the way that these things are. Anything to please the journalists and then push their agenda. You know, the trophy rock's gonna be a pain actually, now that I think about it. like what, 3 skulls on the 1 Space Marine helmet. I might just go around all the spikes and just do them white, to be honest, just to match this big bit in the middle. Keep it simple. Intense hype music on the go. Okay. Okay, there's 1 spike done. You know, there's not too many spikes, is there? That aren't like in the flesh and stuff. 1 there. I suppose you got the ones in the armor as well, but I don't know whether I want to do them or just leave them red. Leave them, to be honest. The thing is, I don't really need to do too much in terms of like detailing on this. Most of it can just be kept simple. Hey. I think that'll do. If it's like a spike in the flesh, put it white. Otherwise, I'll just leave it if it's on like the armor or something. Okay. I think that'll do for that. Then need to do the eyes now. The loincloth as well, actually. I think the loincloth. I'm just gonna grab this grain. No, I got a brown somewhere, haven't I? Steel Legion drab. There we are. We'll do it that. Once we get to the shading part, it's gonna be so nice. Nice and easy. Ooh! Don't drop. Go violently even. Proper thud that was. I picked up Rogue Trader the other day as well. I'm enjoying it, to be fair. It's a 40k game, but it's like a turn-based CRPG. Pretty fun so far. I'm not too far into it. I've just finished Act 1. I think this is 5 acts in total. But I've gone like a heretic route. There's like a Chaos Space Marine follower you can get and shit. And then like a corn follower as well, so gotta represent in it. Okay, that'll do, I think, for that. Obviously it doesn't look too great right now, but once we get that shade on there, it'll fill in like a lot of the gaps. A lot of like, it'll just give it some proper tone and definition. So I want to do the eyes, and what else do I want to do? Eyes is the main thing, I think. I don't think there's much else I want to do. Like, obviously the trophy rack and eyes, and then I think I'm done. I think it's just a matter of shading then. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. But this one's gonna be a bit of a pain to do, but thankfully it's just sprayed black with a bit of colour, so like I can just go through and clean it up where I need to. But it's also got like less bits on it, so like it doesn't have a trophy rack and stuff, so it'll be easier to do. In fact, if we're gonna do the eyes, this right here, this brush right here is perfection. I'll just cover it up, to be honest. I can't be bothered. Look how thin this brush is. It's not even gonna focus, is it? Nah. It's like, it's perfect for the eyes. It's so small, and then like, it just does the job perfectly. Like, ever since I've got this brush, like doing eyes is like a cakewalk. I just don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. There's the one bit done. Yeah, I was looking, because I brought this originally. So I brought the character brush set, and then I brought a Warhammer Age of Sigmar paint and tool set. So you get like a standard brush in there, and then this one has a detail brush, a monstrous brush, and a dry brush. I haven't tried dry brushing yet, so I'm avoiding for now. But yeah, I was getting to the point where I was getting frustrated trying to do the eyes, because like I was getting in the eye, but then I was getting it everywhere around the eye, and then when I was trying to clean up around the eye, it was going into the eye as well. So I just needed a smaller brush. So like these three here are my main brushes from before. So like if you look at that, it's a bit messy as well. It's not completely straight, but that was like my thinnest brush I had. Need to clean that up actually. It's flying all over the place. Okay. And then I've got like this one now, which is pretty thin. This one, which is a bit thinner than my standard brush, and then this one, which is just like perfect for doing like the smallest details. Especially like if I've got like a water paint, like the green, the contrast, or the blue, and I want to get into like a certain bit. As soon as it just goes in, it just all goes in. So like if you look there, just on the eyes, and it's just kind of seeped in perfectly. That's all you do. This was a, what was it called now? It was a ×10 micro brush, and it just does the job perfectly for like what I need. I'm just terrible with eyes, but this like covers up my mistakes. So yeah, it does the job. So I think that'll do for that. I really want to do. I need the blue again actually, because that's on the trophy rack. There's like a tentacle. There's like one tentacle, a bunch of spikes. So I'm gonna have to do them brown. I think. Just got brushes sitting in the water. I need to probably run them under some hot water and then just straighten them up again. This one, we need to do those bits though. So just run. I'll do it green on all the eyes. Keep it kind of like in line for it all. That'll have to do. I'm kind of getting too lazy for the little eyes. I don't mind like the character's eyes, but like the random eyes on it. So I need brown to do them bits. That one. The brush we want. This brush, man, is just so perfect. I just use it for everything. The only thing I don't use it for is doing the eyes. It's just meant to be a detail brush, but like, it's thick enough for me that like I can paint with it. Hard to do the. Oh yeah, I don't bother with the irises. Fuck that. I tried it once and then I was like, yeah, I can't do that. I have seen you can get like a specific brush for it though, from like the sell them in craft stores and stuff. I forgot what it's called, but it's literally just like, it's like a pen basically. one side of one of the lots of spikes done. Really?
What does perfect even mean? Is
There's like skulls on the trophy rack.
can we switch up all the
Fine,
rules
but like
and imagine a utopia?
it's so close. Just like it. I'll get it done still. Hey, how's it going? How's it going?
My heart is begging me
Getting there. We're getting there.
out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10.
I've got to go around it anyway with the silver and whatnot.
And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head.
That'll do for the brown, I think. For now, I don't know what colour to. So normally when I do the Space Marine helmets, because a few of the Chaos Space Marine like trophy racks have like a Space Marine helmet on. I normally do them like a blue, as if it's like Ultramarines. But I've already got blue on there, so maybe do like a green. Hey, thank you, thank you. It gets better once I've got my my shading paint on it. It's not too great at the moment. I think if I do the helmet, do the skulls, and then do the tips of the spikes, and then it should just be a matter of getting the shading on it properly. Yeah, and then that'll be one hellbrute done, and then we can get Angron out to look at and appreciate. Because I, like, the one thing I told myself when I got all this was like, I really want to do Angron and like paint him and stuff, but he is gonna be like the very last thing to do out of like the stuff I've got, because he's just gonna be so fun to do. I say that now, but like he's gonna be like so annoying with some bits of him, but it'll be worth it. I think that will do for the helmet. I don't really need too much detail. Yeah, that'll do. I'm not too picky. I'm putting Dawn. Hey, nice. I wasn't even sure if I was gonna get Angron, to be honest, but then like I just kind of caved. Because the thing is with like, yeah, Morty's cool as well. I kind of want to get one myself, but I got Angron to do for now. The problem with like World Eaters is like Angron is like needed. If you're playing like 2,000 points or more, you need him in your squad. So like I wasn't really gonna pick him up first. Quite watery. And then I just kept like speaking to people about him and stuff, and it's like he just got a point increase as well, so he went up like 25 points, and people were like, "Oh, does this mean we're not gonna run him anymore?" And people were like, "Nah, Angron was literally like 25% of our army before. 25 points ain't gonna make a difference." So yeah. But I'm currently at like, I think my army works out to exactly 2,000 points. Because it's Angron, Khan, Master of Executions, Lord Invocatus, one 10-man Berserker squad, one 5-man Berserker squad, one squad of Jackals, 2 Rhinos, 2 squads of 8-bound, 1 squad of Exalted 8-bound, and then 2 hellbrutes. And that's kind of what I'm running at the moment. Because I wasn't sure about the hellbrutes, but the World Eater hellbrutes do get like this cool skill where every time they get attacked, whether that's like shot at or hit in melee, they can do an attack back. So if you charge someone with your hellbrute and then you attack, and then they attack back as a response because it's melee, you then get to attack back again. It's not that smart. It's just the rules for this that I'm painting. Essentially, it can just attack back when someone hits it in combat or melee or range. Is perfect. And then World Eaters don't really have much in terms of like ranged attacks. Like they're not really like specialized for range, right? They're like more focused on melee, which is fine, but I like to have something to back me up at range. So the hellbrutes were a great choice because you can take the plasma, the twin link to las cannon on them, and a claw with a heavy flamer, and then you're good at all ranges. So if it gets hit up range, you've got the las cannon. If you get a bit closer, you've got the heavy flamer, and then if you get into melee, you've got the claw. So you've got everything you need really on the model. So running 2 of them, plus I'm gonna have Angron in play, plus Lord Invocatus, plus the 8-bound, plus the Rhinos. So it's gonna be like tricky for the opponent to decide what to target. So it works out. Okay. So close to getting this done now. Right, so I think that'll do. I'm gonna go to bed. Good night. Hey, no worries. Thank you for watching, and enjoy your sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna when I do like the skulls, I don't fully paint them because I feel like with the shading paint, it kind of like meshes the white and the black undercoat and gives it like more of like a broken, kind of damaged old school kind of vibe. So if you look kind of there, you'll see what I mean. So like the 3 skulls, there's like little bits of like black and stuff you can see on them still, and then that'll pop through nicely with the shading. Now we just got the spikes to do, and then we can start doing the shading. I've literally got no shading paint left though in the one part, so I'm gonna have to start the other one today. I'm just worried like if that one runs out before I get everything done. I'm gonna have to buy more. That's what happens when we do painting, innit? Gotta keep buying paint. Right. Can't quite tell. Is there any problem with this silver on like the black paint? Because the black is quite like a thick, dark black. Can't really tell with the silver unless you like proper like coat it on. I don't really want to like coat it on for the sake of it. Yeah, that'll do. There we are. That's it. Before we start putting the shade on it. Get it popping with that shade. And for that, I'll use this brush instead because it's thicker. But clean it properly first. Yeah, I don't have a stream planned for tomorrow, but I'll probably just be chilling doing some painting. But next, when is it? On Wednesday, I'm probably gonna do some gaming. I was thinking Dead by Daylight, to be honest. I think that's what I'll put down. But we'll see what it's like on the day. And then Thursday I'll put some more painting. And then Friday I might do a stream on Friday, I'm not sure. Yeah. So I got my backup just in case. A bigger one as well. This stuff, you know, I had a tragedy with this stuff as well. Like, I love it so much, but when I first got this painter here, I was using it right, and I knocked it over, and I was devastated because so much went onto like my desk, and you can see like remnants of it on like the plastic and stuff where it's kind of like gone on the plastic. So I had to buy some more, but to be fair, I still had a good amount left in there, and there's still like, it's not much, but you can kind of see like there's still some in there. So I just kind of use it when I need to. I'm just gonna start now. Good thing with this is it's got so many like little bumps and stuff that it just gets into all of them, which is perfect. It's it gives it quite like a dark tone, so you can kind of see, if I angle it right, like it gets into all the like little bits and gives it kind of like that dirty, like it gives it like that dark kind of like style, but shading as well, which is the main thing. It's just beautiful. I love it. It like gives like guns and stuff that kind of like rustic kind of vibe, while also like giving flesh that kind of like shading tone type of vibe. It just does everything I want from like a shade. And then it takes a while to dry, but once it's dry, it's just perfect. You know what? I'm putting my fingers all over the friggin', what's it called? All over the spikes I've just painted. Yeah, it's nearly gone in this. I think I've got enough to get this arm done, and then that's it. I need to open the new one. Can't wait for this to be done now.
Never saw you. You saw me back and I felt no, please don't be shy.
It's such a shame to see this like run out
Don't be afraid.
after all my time of using it.
Give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and I just wanna go with you anywhere. I feel like I'm not awake. I wish you could take me away, but not that we happen today.
It's fine.
Give me love, give
We'll
me
survive.
me how you can. I
We
feel
got
like
more.
I'm not awake. I wish
So one thing I made sure to do is like pick up like extra paints that I use a lot of. I've got like extra of this, extra gold, extra silver. I don't have extra red, but I spray paint a lot of it in the red, so I don't use as much of the actual red itself. So like the one arm and the back's done at least. Just got the legs, the other arm.
You saw me back and I felt no, please don't be shy. I know that you feel like me too, don't be afraid. Give me your love, baby, give me your hand now, and I just wanna go with you anywhere. I feel like I'm not awake. I wish you could take me away, but not that we happen today. Give me love, give me up, give me how you can. I feel like I'm not awake. I wish you could take me away.
It's done. It's done for. Where's my other one? It's time to open the new one. Oh, please don't be tough to open. Okay, we're good. The thing is as well, it looks quite thick on it right now, but once it starts drying and stuff, some does kind of like thin down. So it's not too bad. Still got the rock to paint as well, but do that eventually. I'm not really in a rush to paint the bases and stuff. I want to get like some proper stuff for the bases before I start worrying about painting them and stuff. There's like terrain stuff you can get for the bases, so hold off for now. Okay. Okay. Start doing the front bit now.
Can't find another way. You left me with no choices, and I can't let go tonight. I'm not the kind of. I tried
Bake it on, cake it on, that's what we do.
but you bandage your eyes. There's no power that
It's getting there.
turn back.
Tools to do. Literally just got where the trophy rack is doing now, and the one arm and the head, and then we just let it dry. Little whole things. The thing is, once it's straight, it will look upon. I remember when I first got into 40k, I got like my first vehicle. It was such a big thing for me. But I was an orc player as well, so like, I love the idea of just like creating shit from like scrap parts and stuff. Which is why I was like so big into orcs. Like the main at the time when I played, like you had like different faction subclasses, so to speak. So like I played Death Schools, which were like big on the whole looting and using other people's shit. So like my big thing was just like I could have more looted vehicles, more looted, more looters, just more like everybody else's shit, and it let me customize shit that way. So I had like a looted rhino that I like added an extra bit to hold more of the boys and stuff. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I think it's pretty much done now. So obviously once it's dried, it will look the part, but you can kind of see that like the detailing's more there now because of the shading and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty much done now. Obviously once it's dried, it will look a lot better. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't think I've missed any bit of it. No, that'll do. Now we can officially throw away our first paint and fit in a new one into the slot. Yeah. What time are we on actually? Yeah, I might actually call it there, to be fair. I was planning on maybe doing more, but I got work tomorrow, so might just relax for the next hour or two and then head to bed. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that now. I'm gonna leave it out to dry, and then yeah, honestly, like orcs have some cool lore, and have you seen like the minis they've got now? I'm so like tempted to like get back into them because of like some of the like minis they've got now are so cool, but I'm like so focused on my world eaters now. I don't really want to start playing something else. Not while I'm still like building these and painting them. Plus, I kind of need to get a like a proper storage box for them. So until I've got that, I don't really want to start looking at building another army or something. So I'm pretty happy with how this has turned out. Obviously, it's not dry yet, but once it's dry, it'll look a bit better. It's got some definition where I want it. But let's switch scenes for a bit. And let me just put this over here so I can plug back in my keyboard. There we are. So keyboard's connected, right? So, no, I was gonna say Monday, but it's Monday today, isn't it? I've just been off work, so I'm just confused myself. So tomorrow I would normally do a stream, but obviously we've done one today instead. So I'm gonna have a little break tomorrow, and then Wednesday, in fact, I might move the video that's scheduled for Wednesday to tomorrow, so there's at least some content out there for people to watch if they want to watch it. Yeah, it's just a video for League. It's one that's kind of been a long time coming. I think if you've watched any streams recently, you probably know what it's about. And then let me bring up my schedule actually so I can see what I've put. Okay, so where's my schedule now? There it is. So yeah, so we got some Dead by Daylight on Wednesday, and then we'll do some more painting on Thursday. I'm probably gonna focus on the Exalted 8-bound to get them finished, because there's just 2 of them that I need to do. So I can probably get at least one of them, if not both, done on Thursday. And we'll go a bit later as well because I'm off work on Friday. And then Friday, I've got that I'm not going to be doing a stream. I may end up doing one, but I've got, I'm going out on like the afternoon, kind of like, I'm basically out like when I would be streaming, so I might do one earlier. I'm not too sure right now. And then Saturday we've got finishing off Little Hope with cars, and then I think once we've done Little Hope, we have talked about like replaying through the Dark Picture ones we've got from like the other perspective, just to kind of see different sides and make different decisions and stuff, and see if we can either kill or get more people out, depending on how it went last time. But I think we're gonna take a break from the horror games after this one's done. So yeah, there's that. And then I know I keep saying it, but I do want to play some Naraka at some point on stream. It's one of those games, like I say, I want to play, but I've got to be in the mood to play it. So we'll figure it out at some point, fit it in somewhere. But yeah, that's that basically. So thank you everyone for watching. I'm gonna go chill for a bit, and then I'll see you. Unless I decide to do a random stream tomorrow, I'll see you Wednesday. Bye bye.